Welcome to More Than a Song, where you get a chance to experience great music in an intimate concert setting. I'm Denise Graves, and today we'll feature Nancy Honeytree. She's considered a pioneer in early contemporary Christian music in the 70s, then known as Jesus People music. Her main influences include Joni Mitchell, Carole King, and Judy Collins, while her lyrics deal with one's personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Let's take a close listen to her first set.
A living song, and how could I stay so close without seeing him, never seeing him, clean before my I stand, and in me not one blemish does he see. When I place all my burdens on him, he washed them all from such a living song, and how can you stay so close without seeing him, never seeing him, clean before my I stand, and in me not one blemish does he see. When I place all my burdens on him, he washed them all from I'll never fail or forsake you. That is what you said. Through fire and water I will take you. That is what you said. So when for sure. I'm going to believe that you are up to something good. I'm gonna believe that you are up to something good. I'm gonna believe that you are up to something good. When I can't understand the things that happen in my life, I'm gonna believe that you are up to something good. Yo nunca te desampararé ni te dejaré. Por el fuego yo te llevaré. Eso es lo que dice. Por eso cuando no contestas como yo quisiera, yo voy a creer que algo bueno vas a hacer. Yo voy a creer que algo bueno vas a hacer. Yo voy a creer que algo bueno vas a hacer. Al no entender lo que tú haces en mi ser, yo voy a creer que algo bueno vas a hacer. I'm gonna believe that you are up to something good. I'm gonna believe that you are up to something good. When I can't understand the things that happen in my life, I'm gonna believe that you are up to something good. And when I can't understand the things that happen in my life, I'm gonna believe that you are up to something good.
Honeytree has 16 plus projects to her credit and has several projects in Spanish and Urdu. She often travels to the mission field, and her passion for ministry and song is deeply experienced to anyone she comes in contact with. Recently, Terry Black sat down with her to catch up on her story.
Nancy, you may not, I know you don't know this about me, but when I was just about 18, I went to Jesus 78 in Pennsylvania, right over here. And Keith Green was still living at the time. And you had come out with your ponytails, braids, and you were before Keith Green. And I remember that was my first introduction to Christian music. Yeah. So you were, for me, you really made an impact.
What a privilege.
Oh, it was, I mean, we were all entranced with the different songs, and you've written all your music.
Yeah, most everything I do I've written, because it's to tell the story of between Jesus and me, what's going on, and to try to explain the changes. You know, when the Lord came into my life, I was really a shy teenager, felt very inferior, you know, fearful person. And little by little, the impact of salvation on my life and the relationship with Jesus began changing me, and so I wrote about it.
And it was songs that everyone identified with, because I think we all have fear and questions about our faith, and I just am curious, like, when you accepted Jesus, did you know that God had a call in your life to be a Christian musician?
No, I mean, that made sense because I was a musician. I came from a musical family. But when I got saved, the Lord told me that very day that He had a plan for my life, and if I would obey Him every day, He would cause that plan to unfold. I didn't know what it would be. I had sort of a suspicion that it might be singing for Him, but I had a funny mental picture of just kind of like wandering around singing for the Lord without any, you know.
Sort of like a gypsy.
Yeah. And what happened initially was I went to work in the office of the man who led me to the Lord, John Lloyd, who had a youth evangelistic Jesus movement ministry. And I was his secretary. And plus I sang a lot because we did a lot of events. And I did that for about 5 years. It was kind of like my college time. I was from 18 to 23-ish, you know, being part of a youth ministry, a local youth ministry. And so I learned a lot of the Bible. I got very founded in my faith and my walk with the Lord. And I did a lot of singing, but I wasn't on the road full time until about 5 years after I got saved.
Oh, really? And so over the years, you have seen so many changes in Christian music.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, you know, when we were first singing, there were strict rules. You cannot sing a breathy sound, all of this, because it would sound too worldly.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I just like laugh when I hear some of the vocals today because we wouldn't have been allowed to. We had to be very conscious of how we were dressed. And in church, I mean, I closed my eyes when I sang Clean Before My Lord, but I was criticized sometimes in church for singing with my eyes closed.
Really?
That was worldly. So we were misunderstood sometimes, but the Lord just used us to break new ground, and so that was an honor.
And so what you just said, that was an honor. So you must have really sensed that despite some of the circumstances and the criticism, that you knew that there was a calling in your life.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it didn't take long for me to realize that I was walking in a calling. And, but, you know, still, I think over the years, my understanding that I was actually preaching the gospel, that I am actually preaching the gospel, which is the power of God unto salvation, that miracles happen to people when they connect with Jesus, and they do that sometimes through my songs, and I can't think of a higher privilege.
Oh, and you know, there are some songs, like you were saying, Clean Before My Lord. I remember that. You sang that in
that was one of the second song that I wrote after I got saved.
And it still has an impact in 2017.
Yes, that's one of the things that's amazing, is the Lord is still using all the early songs, and then as you go along, He gives you different ones. And you know, you mentioned the one that I wrote while I was washing the dishes one day, Up to Something Good in English, and in Spanish it's called Yo Voy a Creer. And that song probably will come down as the one that has the most personal testimonies of people remembering it when they were in a difficult place and their faith rising up to where they could face whatever it was. It's a paraphrase in a sense of Romans 8:28, that God causes all things to work together for the good of those who love Him. And so, you know, sometimes it's the simple song that you're just washing the dishes and you make it up, that you have no idea.
The simple sometimes confounds the foolish, right?
That's what I have found. Oftentimes I wanted to be more complex. And the Lord said, no.
No. Well, you mentioned something. Let me ask you again, in Spanish. So now you sing in Spanish as well?
I do. It started in the 90s.
Okay.
A friend of ours, a missionary, invited me to come to Mexico, and they translated 4 of my songs, including Jesus Be the Daddy in Our House and other things. And I started singing in Spanish. Well, immediately I just fell in love and decided I really want to speak Spanish as well.
Okay.
And so I've been studying Spanish now for 26 years.
Oh, my goodness.
I can go, I just returned from Nicaragua.
Okay.
And I can go up on the stage without an interpreter, sing and tell them whatever I need, my testimony or whatever I'm doing, and minister in Spanish.
What a blessing.
It is a blessing.
Oh, my. Now, you said that you go to Nicaragua, so now you still are singing, but you have spread your wings, so to speak, that you are involved in different other ministries as well?
Well, this is a mission team that I work with. A dear friend of mine named Liz Doyle and her husband Sid, and then there's a family, the Martinez and the Benitez, and we have teamed up to make an impact on Nicaragua. And one of the main things we do is pastors' wives retreats. We figure if we can get the pastor's wife refreshed and strengthened and feeling like she's got some new ideas, then we're going to have an impact on the country. So we've been doing pastors' wives retreats for over 18 years.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. And it's really probably a blessing to them knowing that you speak in Spanish, that you can minister in Spanish.
Yeah, well, you know, the preacher can be interpreted. You can say a line and then you're going to be translated. So, but if you're singing, you really can't do that.
Right.
And so that's, you know, made sense to me that God would want me to be able to sing. Spanish was the first one that I learned to sing other than English, but then it just sort of opened a door. And when we started going on mission trips to India and Sri Lanka.
Oh, you go there as well? Oh, wow.
Then I was frustrated because I could only sing in English. And so we took a song of mine called Release Me, O Lord, and translated it into Singhala, which they speak in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
And it goes,
I've never heard of that language.
It's fun because there's a million syllables. So it goes, Mudavan Swamini, Ma'avahiri Kanana Bandani, and Mudavan Swamini, Obawachanema Pawasam. So that was really fun to learn to sing it.
Oh, my goodness.
So after that was the first one I learned in an Asian language. Then I learned to sing it in Urdu of Pakistan. And we went there 3 times.
You have? Pakistan?
Yes, yes. And was the way people reacted to that song in Pakistan, I felt I really need to do a whole album for them.
Oh, my.
And so after that first trip, I went back with a young lady from Pittsburgh named Tanya Reed. I think we've been on the air together before. And we worked with translators, and we translated 11 Honeytree songs to Urdu language.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we made a CD called Call of the Harvest in English, Spanish, and Urdu.
That is incredible. So as a Christian musician with the calling from the 70s, you have seen your ministry flourish from not just English, but around the world.
Amen.
Thank you so much for sharing your
Praise
gifts.
God.
I dreamed of a man in white. He touched me and took away all my fear and pain. I do not know his name, but I'm looking for him. I dreamed we stood under a tree. He washed me and took away all my filthy rags. He gave me a robe of pure white. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Do you know him? Have you seen him? I am looking for him. Do you know him? Have you seen him? I am looking. stretches before you, and you thrive on going where no one has gone. Still it gets lonely when darkness deepens, so sing by the fire until the dawn. You travel light, you travel alone, and when you arrive, nobody knows but the Father in heaven. He's glad you can go, for those who come after you will need the road. Pioneer, pioneer, keep pressing onward beyond your fear. Only the Father goes before you to your own frontier. You're a pioneer, and what you have done, others will do, bigger and better and faster than you. But you can't look back. You gotta keep pressing through. There's a wilderness pathway, and it's calling you, calling you clear. Keep pressing onward, you can't stay here. Only the Father goes before you to your own frontier. You're a pioneer.
Thank you for joining us for More Than a Song. We would love to hear from you. Contact us at family@ctvn.org or call us and we will pray with you for the Holy Spirit to move on your behalf. Until next time, keep looking for the message behind the music and listen for the new song He sings over you. I'm Denise Graves, and I'll see you next week.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.